Okay, okay, I'm back, I'm back. Alright, so good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you guys are watching my stream. Welcome, and today we are continuing with Finish Light Ace Attorney after like a week. Was it more than a week? I'm not sure. Yeah, it's around a week. Hang on, let me post something to Twitter. Follow just um okay, I guess that's it. Alright, so the last time we played this, our witness, the former Queen Amada, was shot. And I'm not sure what happened to her. I think she was brought to the clinic immediately, but after that, who knows? I hope she survives. Okay, the plot just thickens all of a sudden. I thought last time we played we were almost done with the case, but no. The plot has to thicken. Alright, so let's do this. Wait, is it different? Yeah, Beyond Despair. May 19th, High Court of Kurain. Accused lobby. You're lucky the ambulance made it in time. But we've been forced into recess for now, while things get straightened out. I I can't believe what just happened. Me neither. Hang on, the fan does not face this way. Come back. Tell me about it. Do you think Garan put that card up to it? If she did, she's going to regret it. No one gets away with something like that on my watch. Poor Queen Amara. Your benevolence. Any news on her condition? She is undergoing surgery at the hospital as we speak. They're giving her a 50-50 chance of survival though. That Garen, justice will be served. You're talking to her daughter, Apollo. Why? Why did this happen? Oh, just as we're finally reunited. Oh, Queen Amara. What was that about being reunited? Huh? Oh, it's nothing. I thought you were always with her as Nana. Right. How are you, Hornhead? Dirk Samadi was your father in all but blood after all. Thank you for your concern, your benevolence. But I'm fine. Right now, we still have a trial to see through. So that's what I'm going to stay focused on. On head, you are sturdier than your stature lets on. Just don't overdo it. Okay, Apollo? Doug, that was a real shocker, alright. Can't believe the dragon is dead. Dads. Say, AJ, I was wondering, when Dirk disappeared after I freed him, that's because Amara turned back into herself, right? Yeah, I suppose so. But I don't know if it was because Dirk's spirit willed it, or if it was a part of Garan or Amara's plan. Man, our dream of revolution. Now what are we gonna do? Mr. It? Don't give up yet. There is a very good chance that Garan is the real culprit in all this. And if we can prove her guilt in court, you're right. That could be just the push we need. We're trying to prove her guilty in a court that is precisely run by her. I was supposed to do that. The dream lives on. Yes, it does. You know what that means, AJ? The fate of the revolution rests squarely on your shoulders. Why mine? All in a day's work. Who am I kidding? That's a ton of pressure. But this is what Dirk gave his life for, so I have to do this for him. The Honorable Rebel, Dirk Sathmadi. I would have loved to have spoken with him while he yet lived. Really? Well, why not? I mean, he seemed like quite an interesting man. Did she bump her head or something earlier? The trial is about to resume. The defense is to report to the courtroom at once. Already? After what just happened? The first thing Garan will do is respond to that last accusation. So you better stay on your toes, Apollo. I will, Mr. Wright. Ready or not, Garan, here comes justice. What the hell is happening with this case, huh? High Court of Kurain. Hang on, let me check Facebook for a bit.
Saya merasa bahwa
Now then, let us resume today's proceedings. Huh? Where's Nayuta? I must offer my apologies. I never imagined a royal guardsman would do such a thing. What? He wasn't acting under your orders? How dare you cast such suspicions upon her eminence? It is quite alright, your majesty. Suspicion is only natural under such circumstances. But rest assured that he acted alone, for I knew nothing of his plans. That is definitely a lie. I don't believe that for a second. Now then, your majesty, regarding the murder of my husband, Minister Inga, I would like to offer a new possibility. What? After everything that we've gone through, you still have a new possibility? No way. A new possibility, you say? Indeed, for during the break, the real killer confessed to me. What? There's no way there's a real killer. Bailiff, call the witness to the stand. The real killer confessed? What she got up her sleeve this time? I have a really bad feeling about this. Huh? Who's this? Nayuta? He is the one who confessed? There's no way. There's no way Nayuta killed Dirk. I mean Inga, I'm sorry. Prosecutor Sanmari, you're the real killer? I questioned him during the recess as I felt that Amara had been covering for someone. So it was that he finally confessed his crime to me. And Nayuta, you didn't really do it, did you? Her Eminence speaks the truth. It was I who killed Justice Minister Inga. There's no way. You weren't even in the picture in the scenario. The whole previous trial. There's no way. Nayuta! Peace. Prosecutor Sanmari, are you absolutely certain about this? A confession of this nature is grave indeed. Yes, I am certain. For I killed him by my own hand. At last, the real killer has been revealed. How are we supposed to respond to this? Wait, have we ever had someone totally confess to the crime before we do any cross-examination? Nayuta, retract your confession, now! Mr. Justice, it is not yet time for your cross-examination. Who cares about that? Admit it. It was Queen Garan who put you up to this. She forced you into giving a confession, didn't she? You are out of line, Mr. Justice. Learn some self-restraint. Ah, but... Or do you have something that might prove that I did not commit this murder? Let's start by how there's no evidence of you in the crime scene whatsoever, huh? What's this one that's up for, huh? We never used this. That is, uh, what do you think you're doing, you idiot? Truly, the truth can set us free. Those had gotten cut to him somehow. I definitely didn't see this coming. Nayuta, why are you doing this? Why would you sacrifice even your life to do Garden's bidding? Whatever the case may be, Prosecutor somebody, your testimony, please. There's no way he killed him. Nayuta's confession. I could not remain silent while Her Eminence fell under suspicion for this crime. It is I who murdered Justice Minister Inga. He had to die for the future of Kurain. I consider it divine judgment cast upon a fiend who sought to assassinate our monarch. Alright, first question, how did you know that he was trying to stage a coup? A coup d'etat, huh? How did you know that? My mother was simply covering for me. I am ashamed I let her go so far for my sake. You do understand what you're doing, right, Nayuta? You're sentencing yourself to death if you're found guilty. If that is the court's verdict, then so be it. I must obey the law above all else. The law, Nayuta, or the queen? Enough. This blather has nothing to do with the witness testimony. Please address any issue you may have during the cross-examination, defense. Are we just gonna forget everything we've done? Like before Queen Amada was shot? Like how close we are to prove that, you know, Karen Karen could be the one. Or more like Queen Amada could not be the one who channeled Dirk, huh? Okay. Are we gonna forget about that, eh? Oh, I will. I'm going to blow his problematic testimony to smithereens. Start by how you killed him. In his testimony, he didn't say how he committed the murder at all. You kept quiet all this time, even though you were the real killer? Yes, and I accept that what I've done can never be forgiven. But I never imagined suspicion would fall upon the queen herself. Prosecutor Samadhi has placed the future of our kingdom above his own life. He's taking responsibility for his crime and is showing his loyalty to queen and country. Without a monarch on the throne, Kurain will be plunged into chaos. I can never wish that upon my homeland. That is why I had to let the truth be known. What a bunch of baloney. I'm going to ask you again, Nayuta. Did you really kill Minister Inga? Yes. No matter how many times you ask, Mr. Justice, the truth is immutable. There's no way with you. It's not too late. You can still return your confession before the verdict is rendered. There is no detracting the truth. One either tells it or does not tell it. It is that simple. Ah. I think we'll need some evidence before we can get him to retract his confession. Out of that, or we have to force a retraction out of him by appealing to what's in his heart. It's not going to be easy either way. Let's figure that out, Marty. What was the motive for your crime? I had reason enough to kill Minister Linga. What do you mean by that? Minister Linga was planning to assassinate Her Eminence in a coup d'etat. I had to nip this evil in the bud, even if it cost me the purity of my soul. So you're saying the death of another is a reasonable price to pay to protect the Queen? Long have we remained independent under the authority of our spirit medium queens. We command the people's awe and respect with the power to commune with the dead. Without such a monarch, our kingdom would lose its standing in the world. But if spirit channeling is so important, why did you have Queen Amara perform the rite? I'm afraid my elder sister is quite capricious. She would fulfill her duty only when the desire struck, as sporadic as that was. It was, therefore, something she did on a whim. There was no meaning behind it. A meaningless whim? It's hard to press a statement like that. Now, if I may return to my testimony. Divine judgment? Yes, I render judgment upon the minister on behalf of the Holy Mother. Are you saying the Holy Mother guided you? No, Her Holiness would never condone killing in her name, regardless of circumstances. As such, I believe my defiled soul will be damned to hell. But I do not regret what I have done. I willingly sacrifice my soul to protect this kingdom's future. Snap out of it already, Naita. So his motive comes from a place of faith, huh? Why does that sound completely credible when it's coming from him? Well, Amara expressed a similar motive. As for her mercifulness, she is truly deserving of her title. So you killed Minister Inga and Queen Amara staged the crime? Is that how it went? Precisely. My mother is as clever as she is kind. She sought to conceal my crime by taking all of the guilt upon herself. Yet another lie. I need to pick a hole in this testimony. But how? So of justice. Hamas occupies the trade center. Lockets, Spinning Armada. Duck's blood. Enough of a head crosses, damages that on forehead. That was expelled from the royal family. The sins of the father visited upon his children. Uh, Founders Orb. Could it be you told Amara what to do? We have no proof of either of these. We have no proof of either of that. Do you know Naina's real identity? Okay, this is totally a guess. Did he tell Amara what to do? Let's start with the first one. Did they know Naina's real identity? You didn't realize that Naina was actually Queen Amara, your own mother? That is not as strange as you might think. Much time had passed since we last met, after all. Right, 23 years ago, was it? When Dirk saved her after the supposed assassination attempt? No, Mr. Justice. It was 15 years ago that Dirk abducted my mother. 15? Huh? That's weird. Are you sure about that? I remember it clearly. I was around 10 years old at the time. Naita, please add that last statement to your testimony. This is 23 years ago. Let's look in field, the lighter foundation is just the prints on it. Naito is expelled from the royal family. $15 years ago. So Destination, when was this? The letter found the same with fingerprints on it. Apollo's organization founder got caught up in this incident, lost his life. How did he get caught up in this, huh? He was shot in the head by the culprit. The victim's password and everything was burned up in the fire. No divination seance can be performed. He said he was around 10 years old, 15 years ago, which is quite much. When was this taken? Engage button. I don't know. Let's check that person first. 15 years ago, huh? That's around the time I left for the US. What happened after Dirk helped Queen Amada escape? Agents of the Crown pursued us relentlessly, so we had to live our life on the run. Mr. Justice, know that Dirk sent you away so that you would not be caught up in that life we led. I see. Thanks. Can't believe it's been 15 years. Apollo, there's something about Nayuta's testimony. Yeah, that discrepancy is a bit hard to miss. But what could it mean? So Nayuta got to meet his mother back when Dirk rescued her. That's what he's saying. It's news to me though. I had already been sent away by that point. Okay, now that I've got more testimony out of him, what can I do with it? Okay, so the only thing that's kinda useful is this one. He was reunited with his mother, Queen Amada, 15 years ago, when Dirk abducted her. Was it this one? When was yeah, we don't know when was the picture taken. He's young and he still has his attorney's badge. "23 years ago." Wait, who's this then? Hang on. I'm pretty sure it's this one, but hang on. This can't be this one. How did Jeff Justice come into all this, huh? Nito never confiscated it. Okay, so the problem with this picture is that at first we all thought that this is Queen Amara holding Nayuta when he was still a baby. But if that's the case, then where's there a book with dragon tattoo mark on it? This proves that this book was not taken this picture was not taken 23 years ago, but kinda closer in time. But if that's the case, if it's taken like closer to today, I mean not 23 years ago, earlier than that, then who's this baby? At first we all thought that this baby was Nayuta. Oh my god. This is Reifa. If this picture was really like 15 years ago instead of 23 years ago, and there's a little baby on Amara's hand. Oh my god. My first suspicion that this baby could be Reifa was actually right. Is this really actually Reifa? You're saying that Dirk made off with Queen Amara 15 years ago. But that's strange, because I heard something very different from Dirk. He said that they ran off together 23 years ago. That is impossible. I know for a fact it was 15 years ago. The discrepancy, man, the discrepancy. Well, I have evidence that contradicts your statement. How do you explain this photo? Dirk said it was taken 23 years ago. He said that? He did. But if you take what you just said as fact, then there's something in this photo that doesn't make any sense. This isn't making any sense to me, so I suppose I should ask. What does not make any sense if the photo is only 15 years old? The baby. If you assume this baby is Nayuta, then this baby doesn't make sense. The only thing that could make sense is if the baby is not Nayuta. Holy shit. Who's among the people here who is about 15 years of age? Reifa, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Holy shit, our prediction was actually correct. Nayuta, this discrepancy may not be directly related to this case, but I don't think we can simply overlook it either. Dirk said the baby in the photo was you. Did you say that? I totally don't remember that part. But that doesn't make any sense if the photo is only 15 years old. After all, you said you were around 10 then, right? God. He's definitely shooting bullets over there over something. Apollo, if this baby isn't Nayuta... Wait, you don't think... Did Queen Amara have another child while she was on the run? Damn, dog, you're supposed to be on the run, but you're out there making babies. What? And just what if that child were being held hostage? Mayuta, is that why you obey Queen Galan's every command? You presume too much. Ah, and that's why Queen Amanda was trying to take the rap as well, to protect this other child. Child born 15 years ago. There would have to be someone who's around 14 or 15 years old now. Oh my god, the game is giving us hints. Just in case there is a player who do not get it. This is as a guess. But I believe I know someone who fits the bill. This also explains the strange behavior. Oh my god, we're really pointing it out, huh? Hello, Leifa. All those strange statements she kept making, now they all make sense. Persikata Sahmadi, may I ask you something? Yeah, she said there is a secret, like her mother has a secret, or that she has to keep a secret from the people, something like that. Of course, your benevolence. I've been meaning to ask you this since yesterday. Did you know about Queen Amara and about me? From where did you hear such a thing? From Mother, and only yesterday. If I was carrying on about telling the truth to the people. So I told her what the truth really was. Hang on, my prediction was actually correct. For it is up to a mother to discipline her child. I see. But I cannot accept this. Is something the matter, your benevolence? Queen Amara is lying. It makes no sense. Queen Amara would not have killed my father. Why? Why did this happen? Oh, just as we were finally reunited. Oh, Queen Amara. Now I see, Nayuta, why you do what you were told. The other child born to Pearl and Queen Amara. Mr. Justice, I believe I know what you are about to say. Oh my god, is your trying to protect her or not protect me? Ah. But I cannot allow you to name an innocent soul as a child of terrible sinners. I thought you were trying to stop me. After all, simply revealing this information endangers who you've been trying to protect. Ugh. I think this should make it clear what I'm talking about. This is a chink in your armor. The reason why you fear for your sibling's reputation. Oh my god. Where is it? And that is a file full of information that Dirk collected on what happened 23 years ago. Of particular note right now is what's written here. The sins of the father are visited upon his children. This deeply held idea is why you were expelled from the royal family, which means it wouldn't bode well for your sibling either, if she were revealed to be Dirk's daughter. God. You became a persecutor to bring down Queen Ganon, but at some point you came to serve the very regime you despise. And that was because the Queen found this chink in your armor. That's how she came to use your sister against you. I. Nayuta, have you been keeping this secret all this time? Have you been trying to protect me? You are an innocent party to all this. I live only to safeguard the law and serve the country and queen from which it flows. One such as you, who is destined to ascend to the throne, need not fret over one such as I. No, I cannot accept that. What you say is, it's malarkey. Don't you even care what happens to you? Before country, queen, law, and everyone's future. My personal feelings are of no consequence. That is why I resign myself to my fate. I know I must accept the status quo without any thoughts of change. Spoken like a true persecutor and patriot, I shall continue to rule Kurain until the day Raifa succeeds me, for that is what is best for our kingdom. I know, Your Eminence. Yours is no small sacrifice, but I promise you this, in exchange for your life. The child shall remain safe, and the kingdom shall prosper. That is all I can ask for with my meager existence. They're making a deal right in front of our face, huh? Nayuta, is this really the new you? Resigning yourself to the will of another and killing any hope you held for the future? No. The Nayuta I knew would never let himself be turned into this. No, Your Majesty. If you would hand down your verdict. Objection! You can say you're simply accepting your fate, Nayuta. But I know that deep down, there is still hope in your heart. Oh, Holy Mother, preserve me. It's the kind of hope that perseveres through the most desperate of times. It's what binds you, me, and Dirk together as a family. I know, because this has demonstrated to me that you haven't lost all hope yet. You never confiscated this. When you interrogated Dirk, you confiscated all of his possessions as potential evidence. All except this. Do you take your attorney's badge too? No, I thought it strange, but just when it looked like he was going to take it from me, he changed his mind. So tell me, Nayuta, why didn't you take his badge? You couldn't bear to take it from him, could you? And I know why. It's because his badge means something special to us. Hey Dirk, why do you still wear your badge? You're not a lawyer anymore, right? This badge is my heart and soul, son. I'll never stop trying to realize my dream. Not until my very last breath. A dragon never yields, right? Exactly. Nayuta, Apollo, I vow to restore Kurain's legal system to its rightful state one day. I want to pass on to you a world when you can live free from the fear of tyranny. You may say you've given up, but that's not how it really is it? You never gave up, and you never will, because you still believe that all of the wrongs will be righted someday, don't you? You are very perceptive, Mr. Justice. It may very well be as you say. Why did I not confiscate this badge? Even I did not know. Until now. Perhaps I was waiting for him to save me. Save you? Yes, save me. Like you did on that day. Aita, Apollo, hold on, I'm coming. What father wouldn't risk his life to save his own children? Aita, Apollo, don't you ever hesitate to call when you need me, understand? Someday, you would come and free our family from the chains of the past. Perhaps deep down, this is what I believe. I believe in Dirk, our father. However, it was but a dream. And now that dream has died. Murdered along with Dirk. So now, as the eldest, the responsibility falls squarely on me. No matter the cost, I must protect her. Please, try to understand, Apollo. Understand why I shall bear all this sin. It is the only way. But you have wasted more than enough of my time, lawyer. Oh my god, I didn't think she's gonna interfere, but she did. Do you not see the futility of your desperate floundering? The immutability of his duty? It is time to accept defeat. Ah, I know it's not gonna be easy to make Karen guilty of her crime. Now, watch as the hammer of justice comes down upon your dear brother. Your Megasuite, the verdict, if you will. Yes, your evidence. Well, wait a second. What do? Does the defense wish to raise an objection? It's It's gotta be somewhere to save Nayuta. Follow. Hang on. I better save the game before something bad happens. It all goes back to that incident 23 years ago. It's branded him the son of a criminal, yes? So if we could once and for all prove that Dirk didn't try to assassinate Amara, right, Nayuta Reiva's father would no longer be viewed as a criminal. Oh yeah, that's right. But I thought there wasn't any evidence left. No evidence we know of. This is probably the only evidence we have. Hang on, let me go to the bathroom. Come back. This file is the only evidence we have. The arson incident involving Amara's private residence. Another found at the scene at Turk's fingerprints on it. The first of the musician father got caught up in this incident and lost his life. How did he get caught up in this incident? Passport and many pictures of him were burned up in the fire. This is the only evidence. Because it was all destroyed in the fire. And Doug investigated the matter for years, but he never managed to learn anything new. Yeah, so how are we gonna do this, huh? How are we gonna prove Doug innocent? Really? Nothing at all? Could an exceptional lawyer like Dirk try that long and really uncover nothing at all? He had over 2 decades of follow. Huh? He's right. I doubt Dirk would have come to his grave without discovering something new. He must have secretly planted something to top a garden with, somewhere. Take another look at the evidence. We just might find what we need to break out of the situation with in there. We got it. If the defense is done stalling for time, I shall now render my verdict. I can't believe the judge is just gonna render the verdict just because Nayuta kinda confessed, even though it's clearly his confession is like forced, that it was not him that actually killed him. Like, how did the judge not question how Nayuta committed the murder without being seen somewhere around the crime scene, huh? He doesn't even question that. He just finds someone that confessed, I did the crime, and he says, alright, you're guilty. What the hell? Judge, please. I know you're not used to this kind of trial for over 20 years, but please, have more investigative mind. No, wait! About the assassination attempt 23 years ago. The defense has some new information it would like to share. You do? Well, we had intended to deliberate that case in the course of this trial. Dirk, did you leave something behind for me? Is there some connection I'm missing here? Very well then. What is the source of your new information about the case from 23 years ago? There's something important in here, huh? Other than my daddy, huh? We see his guitar and what is that on the table? Huh? The design is so bland. I doubt it's important. Discover the answer to the tomb's incense burner. Cake and soup. Whose fingerprint was it? That fingerprint, was it Amara's? I think in the previous stream we knew whose fingerprints was that, but I don't remember now. Probably Amara's. Trusting. Couple hat glasses, diamond ship tattoo on the forehead. So the fire did happen, she did get burned. There was an incident involving Amada's private residence. Amada was slipped a sleeping pill and perished in the fire. A letter found at the scene had Dirk's fingerprints on it. A philosopher musician father got caught up in this incident and lost his life. He was struck in the head by the culprit. Why was he struck in the head? How did Apollo's father got caught up in this incident if he's just a musician? No real name. Hang on. No, his real name. Nobody knows his real name or his face, huh? When was this gone, huh? It was stolen at the beginning of the game. Dirk was trying to get his hands on this orb. I still don't see the connection of this orb to this case. Nobody said anything about the Holy Mother. I found probably this one. This is my source. It's not this one. Oh, not that one. Try again, Mr. Justice. Apollo, trials here are a little different than the ones back home. So things that wouldn't be considered evidence back there can have a huge impact on a case here. With that in mind, why didn't you could look at the court record again? I think you'll find what Dirk left for you. You can have divination seance. So you can have divination seance if you do something. But how are we gonna trigger divination seance? It's not this one, even though it says Apollo's of Mutusan father got caught in this incident. I thought we're gonna go to page 20 of this book and say that the Mutusan father got caught up in this incident. Oh, it says without knowing his real name. So we need his real name. Chief Justice. A photograph, yeah, this is it. We need our daddy's name. Yes. Do you recall the traveling musician who died in that fire 23 years ago? How could anyone forget such a painful chapter in our history? The poor fellow was caught up in the blaze that was meant for Queen Amara. How did he get into Amara's residence 23 years ago, huh? We never knew his identity though, as his belongings were burnt to ashes. Well, about that, the truth is, he was my biological father. Oh. What? Oh. Even Garden doesn't know that, huh? Well, of course, with his photo and her benevolence. Exactly. We might be able to prove Dirk completely innocent. And that would free her from the infamy of having criminal blood in her veins. Because here in Kunain, we can witness the final memories of the dead. What utter nonsense! There was no evidence left in the wake of that blaze. That's what you think. But Dirk went to the ends of the earth to bring this little souvenir back for us. He did. Yep, and boy is it the best piece of evidence ever. He knew that with it, we would finally be able to conclusively settle the matter here in court and save his children. The magistrate, the defense requests that we hold a divination seance with his new victim. What a waste of time. The events of 23 years past have already been celebrated at length. But wasn't Dirk on trial for that incident as well today? So we wouldn't be doing our jobs if we failed to look into this new lead, would we? Ah, as the presiding judge, I will now share my thoughts on the matter. The attempted assassination of Queen Amada is a case we can ill afford to leave open, and I believe that the final memories of the victim will prove to be very important. Therefore, it is the opinion of this court that we should conduct another divination seance. Yeah, go judge! Why you? Your benevolence. If you knew the full name of the victim seen in this photo, you'll be able to perform a divination seance, right? Of course, leave it to me. Thank you. My father's full name is Joe Justice. Alright. We're doing this. Now, your benevolence. Please commence the divination seance when you're ready.
始祖様の名のもとに御霊の託戦の儀式を執り行う。皆の者、目を開き耳を傾けよ。今奉納の舞をもって被害者の御霊を呼び戻さん。解くと見よ。水鏡に映し出されし最後の記憶を。
Burning heat using a fire. Crying. Who's crying? The baby? Is that me? Something's burning. Pain. Metallic sound. Pain. The spirit of the victim was granted us a window into his final moments, even though it's already 23 years ago. It would appear the divination seance was a success. So those were my father's final moments. That baby we saw must have been you, Apollo. Wait, then who rescued us? We were a baby. Lamiroa wasn't there as well. Was it Dirk? I will now decipher the experience of the deceased. Are you ready, Hornhead? Yes. Please proceed. Very well. Here are my interpretations of the facts as gleaned from the seance vision. Someone attempted to assassinate Queen Amara by setting her residence ablaze. We're not doubting that. Hornhead's father happened to stop by and was knocked out by the assassin. Dirk's fingerprints were discovered on the lighter found at the scene of the crime. That is how he was determined to be the assassin. Hornhead's father tried to save his son, but sadly, he perished in the attempt. That is everything the deceased experienced in his final moments. My father's final moments. They're right here for everyone to see. But can any of them unlock the truth behind what happened 23 years ago? They'd have to. Okay, burning, heat, there's fire, crying. Who's that on the table? Ouch, pain. Wait, someone else down there. Uh-oh. Hang on, I need to. Okay, the beginning is burning and heat. It's already burning outside. That's Queen Amara. Okay, it's okay. So it's a dining room. Queen Amara was dining with someone. There are like two more plates on the table. One on the chair beside her, and so looks like there's one on the chair opposite of her. Then crying. Burning heat, crying. So burning heat, pain. Hang on, why did the killer have to, have to struck Jeff Justice's head? I mean, if he was left like that, wouldn't he also be killed in the fire? There's no need to hit him in the head, right? There's something moving in the mirror. Wait, can we rewind? You can only rewind or fast forward. There's something in the mirror. What was it? Huh? Is that a head ornament? A headdress? Dari mana ini? There's something in there. Oh my god, that is this the crown. The crown that Karen wear on her head. There's metallic sound. Not with the assassin. Which one has something to do with between this one or this one? Dirk's fingerprints were discovered on the light at this found at the scene of the crime. Smell, sound, touch, sound. I was determined to be the assassin. Sight. The Queen of Violence. This inside is considered. Ah, not that one. Oh my god. Please do tell where exactly does this inconsistency lie? Hornhead. Oh my god. Yeah, well, I need to debunk whatever she says, okay? Someone attempted to assassinate Queen Amara by setting her residence ablaze. Hornhead's father happened to stop by. Knocked out by the assassin. Dirk fingerprints were discovered and the lights are found at the scene of the crime. That is why he was determined to be the assassin. Hornhead's father tried to save his son, but sadly he perished in the attempt. Fingerprints were discovered and the lighter found at the scene of the crime. I'm sure it's either this one or this one. Because these two are the ones that, you know, that link Dirk to be the assassin. Dirk's fingerprints were discovered and the lighter found at the scene of the crime. Burning crime. That's Amara. That is Queen Amara, so it really is her residence. Crying hit, really hit pain. Someone attempted to assassinate Queen Amara by setting her residence ablaze. Hornhead's father happened to stop by and was knocked out by the assassin. Dirk's fingerprints were discovered in the light found at the scene of the crime. That is how he was determined to be the assassin. Orha's father tried to save his son, but sadly he perished in the attempt. The reflection in the mirror. Do we see Dirk anywhere in this seance? No. So, he was determined to be the assassin. Dirk's fingerprints were discovered on the lighter found at the scene of the crime. That is how he was determined to be the assassin. Hornhead's father tried to save his son, but sadly he perished in the attempt. Is it normal that the lighter is not lighting? Isn't that the type of lighter that's gonna stay put as long as you open it? It's not only the fire is only put off when you close the lid. Hang on, maybe that is not. There is not a headdress. Look at the motion. That's a hand. Oh my god. That is a glove. There's no way. Hang on. At which point I should. That is a glove. That means there should be no fingerprints. Unless from the person throwing it. Should I put it here? Before or after he threw this? I didn't see that it's like that. It's kind of strange. It looks like a, yeah. It does look like a what you call it, crown after it's open like that, but before it's a hand. See, you can see it. Dirk's fingerprints were discovered on the lighter that was found at the crime scene. However, the hand holding the lighter in the seance vision appears to be gloved. See, I was right. It was either that line or the line after it. I was right. I believe you're right. And I saved the game before I made a mistake. Let's save number 7. What could this mean? It calls into question whether the hand in the vision really was Dirk's. If only we can make out the details a little better. Very well. I will attempt to focus a bit more on what the deceased saw. Perhaps that will refine the seance vision. Yep, it's a hand with glove. It does say that there was a glove on that hand. And something else. Still, what significance could that have? It means that Dirk's fingerprints got on the lighter at some other time. Somebody could have even put them there after the fire. All you have is pure speculation, while the fact remains that they are his fingerprints. Therefore, it stands to reason that Dirk was the one who used the lighter. It just means I have to prove that the figure in the vision is someone else. Using the information in my father's final memories. Either way, it seems that I must revise my insights. Insight updated. Then we know not to whom it belongs. If someone had to put his prints on the lighter after the fact, then we know not to whom it belongs. Okay, she's updated her insights. Time to go over them and see if there are any new inconsistencies to be found. Do you know to whom that hand belongs? That hand. That should be information enough. Do we have your hand here? No. Could be Inga. What is that? I'm looking at everyone's wrist now. Oh my god. Is it? No, it's too small and the line is blue. This one, Karen's wrist is big and the line is green. You don't say your wrist. Wrist, purple head glasses. No, it's information about people's face. Nothing wrong about your wrist. Nothing wrong about your wrist. Nothing like that as well. Can we present? No, we cannot present evidence. So what we need to find is the inconsistencies between the insights and what we see. Burning, crying. We know not to whom it belongs. That's Queen Amara. Feeling hit, crying. Hey. Metallic sound. Job doesn't touch that the lighter. So I want to turn out that's just in the corner of my lab. I was sitting here listening to plays. Drake's fingerprints were discovered on the lighter found at the scene of the crime. Prints on the lighter after the fire, we know not to whom it belongs, unless we do, just from this. Maybe. But wait, then this means that the real culprit is the figure in this vision is clearly not Dirk. Whose voice is like that, huh? Inga? No, it's green. Also, the voice is way bigger. You don't see, there's nothing on the wrist. I kept looking on the wrist and not finding anything. This one doesn't have intricate patterns. The figure in this vision is clearly not Dirk. The distinctive band around their waist gives their true identity away. That design, it can't be. This is a protest whose hand was captured in the seance vision, huh? I really have to say. I only got one shot at this, okay? And I have no idea who is it. Definitely not my dad. This is the other one that has a pattern. But it's the color is different though. But the fact that there isn't nobody shows their wrist, okay? The game doesn't show us everyone else's wrist, nor do we have any evidence, any notes about anyone's wrist. When we see the wrist, and the wrist is clear, okay? The game is trying to tell us not this guy, not this person, not this lady, not Lady Amara, not Lady Amara in here. This race is different. So the only person whose race is like that is Inga. That photo. So you do believe the culprit to be Sasha Minister Inga had cuffs with the exact same pattern on them. You're referring to the cuffs of justice, correct? Why is it called the cuff of justice again? Huh? Hang on, I need to turn on. Yes, I hear they're a traditional part of a Chinese justice minister's attire. But what does this tell us? It tells us that the figure in this vision is none other than Kurain's late Minister of Justice, Inga Karkul Kurain. Plot twist. I thought it's gonna be Queen Garden. No. Not my father. So he plotted the assassination of the former queen, as well as the current one. Who says that? Nayuta? What you've proposed is not possible, Apollo. For back then, Inga Karkulkurain was not the Minister of Justice. What? What? The Justice Minister 23 years ago was... You, Queen Garen. Garen! I knew it's gonna be her! It's Garen! What? Alright, she served as the Minister of Justice before succeeding the throne. I guess she also prosecuted the assassination attempt 23 years ago as one. So then, the figure in this vision is actually Your Eminence. It's you, isn't it? That is madness. Why would Her Eminence do such a thing? Because she would ascend to the throne. She wanted to usurp the throne from her sister Amada? That's why she tried to assassinate her? I find this all very hard to swallow. Your Eminence, are you the one responsible for tearing my family apart? And was it you who killed my father? Well, Your Eminence, I'm asking you a question. Everything circles back to her. Not 23 years ago, not today. Huh. Peasants. Always carrying on about things of no import. You do not deny it then. You conceal the truth and use me for your own designs. Oh, Nayuta, spare me your feeble-minded line of questioning. Even if Dirk were cleared of all charges, it shall be I who decides Reifa's fate. You do wish her to be queen someday, do you not? Remember, the child lives only by my good graces. Now, kneel before me and fulfill your end of the bargain by offering me your head. She is evil to the core. Oh my god, we're gonna arrest her. He's thinking long and hard about this. I'm done heeding your commands. Oh yeah, that's it. Let's go, Nayuta. Even as you used my sister against me, I still believed you. I believe that protecting your secrets was in the best interest of this kingdom. But you have been deceiving me all the while. Nayuta. Nayuta, you dare defy me? Your Eminence, I can turn the other cheek no more. Therefore, I hereby retract my confession in the murder of Justice Minister Inga. Oh yeah, there you go, Nayuta. You retract, you say? Took the final piece of evidence he left behind. Let's release Nayuta from his suffering. And now he's finally free. What's he doing? In all this time, not once did I reflect on my own conduct, for I had believed all was fate. Lost in my own sense of resignation, I was unable to wake from my despair. But you, Apollo, you have awakened me with a demonstration of our Father's creed. Whoa, whoa, he threw his gloves. The dragon!
You. Kusetsu.
The dragon never yields. Oh my god, I'm gonna screenshot that. So there was a dragon in his hand all along. Just like his father. I will carry on Dirk's legacy and fulfill his dream. Hear me, Garan. I will cast you down from your bloody throne. Long live the revolution! Long live the revolution! Ha 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 ha! How's that, Garan? You lost your most important piece. Now even you prattle on about revolution? Would you look at that? Well, Apollo, it seems to have finally made some headway down the road that Dirk carved out for us. Yeah. Now, if we could just prove Garen's skill, we could continue on down that road towards the revolution Dirk dreamed of. Your Eminence, you have been accused of the crime committed 23 years ago. Would you like to say anything in your defense? You're getting closer to the truth. Not so fast, Your Majesty. For the cuff could have been stolen and used without my knowledge. So you see, they can hardly be considered proof of anything. Why, I believe you're right. But we know she's guilty. Well, lawyer, is there any other evidence you would have me refute? Unfortunately, this photo was the last piece of evidence Dirk left for me. So as far as evidence goes, I've got nothing else regarding the case from the past. Oh my god. However, now that Prosecutor Samadi has retracted his confession, we will have to redeliberate the current case from scratch. Yes, the defense speaks the truth. Even though it is clear who the guilty party is. Queen Garan, the defense accuses you of the murder of Justice Minister Inga Kurain. Yeah, we're doing this. But do you have any evidence, defense? Evidence that will prove Garan was the killer? There is still one more avenue for us to explore, Mr. Justice. There is Minister Inga's final memories. What of it? In them, the minister's killer posed as Dirk. Therefore, one must ask, how did the killer dispose of their disguise? Yeah, you're right. How indeed? A lot of blood was splattered onto the killer, so the blood so close would have to have been dealt with somehow. If there's a lowdown somewhere, then I was wondering what absurd idea you would concoct next. Clothing can be disposed of most anywhere. I thought we could find them now. Objection, come on. Then you don't know us very well. Your benevolence. Yes? On the day of your father's murder, you had been watching the courtyard from 2 p.m. Now, during that time, you saw Queen Garon, did you not? Yes, I did. I saw my mother entering the palace from the courtyard. But I was told not to mention it because it had nothing to do with my father's murder. What? She was told to hide an important fact, huh? Rayfa, you would not dare. When the queen headed into the palace, did she have those clothes in her possession? No. No, she did not. She did not? So, maybe she disposed of them somewhere in the courtyard. The police did a thorough sweep of the area following the crime. Do you have any picture of the courtyard? Or maybe it really was inside the sarcophagus all along. But they did not find anything resembling Dirk's clothes. But you knew that already, didn't you, prosecutor? Yes, I admit, no clothing was found. No clothing was found. So you admit that you were merely speculating? She's a tough nut to crack, huh? She's the final boss after all. Chasing phantoms and delusions of evidence that never existed. This makes no sense. Clothing doesn't just disappear like that. Unless they were burned. Hang on. This is Ingar's Spartan. If Garon wasn't carrying any clothes, she must have gotten rid of them somewhere. Somewhere where she thought they would never be found. It's a sarcophagus. Where they would never be found, huh? Oh my god, we have to point out. Hang on. I believe there's clothes will be hidden here. I only have one shot at this. So it's the tomb after all, huh? The tomb? You believe the clothing was hidden there? Yes, it's the only place it can be. Very well. Where in the tomb do you believe the clothes were hidden? Sarcophagus. Of course, that makes perfect sense. The clothes weren't simply hidden. They were returned to where they belong. Ah. She wouldn't double, huh? Wait, who was? Oh my God! So this is the clothing that she wore. Oh my God! Just realized that this is the clothing she wore when Dirk. Oh my God! And by that you mean the killer would have had to get those clothes from somewhere. Luckily, they were right there. Yes, of course. At the time of the minister's murder, Doug's body was already in the sarcophagus. Oh my God, how could we forget this fact? Doug was already dead several days ago. His body was still there. The killer could have simply borrowed his clothes. Right. Before the minister entered the tomb, the killer put on Doug's clothes and then hid behind the curtain above the sarcophagus. And after the minister was killed, Doug's clothes were returned to his body. So what? This is still all speculation. We know not whether those clothes were actually used in the murder. Therefore, we cannot prove that they are somehow connected to this case. That's why you're wrong. But I believe you already knew that. These clothes were definitely used during the minister's murder because of this. He was shot 3 times in the chest. There's a blood over here. So not on his chest. The blood stain on Dirk's chest are no doubt the result of being shot by the minister. However, that doesn't explain everything. There's also some blood splatter extending from his left elbow to his abdominal area. I believe this splatter came from Inga. If the killer wore these clothes during the murder, then blood splatter must come from Minister Inga. Yes. I had thought it was all Dirk's, but that makes sense. Only one way to be sure though. Let's get those stains analyzed right away. Indeed, this may be the conclusive evidence we need to prove the Queen's guilt. You cannot objection this. You cannot prove it was I who hid those clothes. They could very well have been hidden by a third party. But could they really? I say the possibility of someone other than the Garan hiding the clothes does not exist. Who could hide the clothes there, huh? Queen Amara? No. Someone other than Garan hiding the clothes. Queen Amara was with us as hang on, who channeled Dirk? At 2 PM, the one who channeled Dirk. Hang on, what happened at 2 PM? At 2 PM, when Amada was here. 2 PM is the time of the murder, okay? That means Queen Amara cannot be the one who hid the clothes. Other than Queen Amara, we have Queen Garan. Queen Garan at the time. What was she doing at the time? Who channeled Dirk? Maya channeled Dirk. Okay, I remember now. Maya was the one who channeled Dirk all this time. And Queen Amara was here at 2 p.m. Yeah, I remember Maya was the one who channeled Dirk. Queen Amara was here. Nayuta was outside. No, it does not exist. No, it's just not possible. Your Eminence, I recall you saying the following. The key to Amara's sarcophagus is under the protection of the royal family. My husband and I are the only ones who could open it. Therefore, it will be impossible for some knave to open it. I forgot she said this. Ah. That was your own testimony, word for word. Why, you insolent! Admit it. Only you could have hidden those clothes after they were used in the murder. That means you are the one who killed Justice Minister Inga. We got her now. We got her now. Start crashing out, yeah? You can start crashing out now. You dare accuse me, the ruler of Kurain? Do not think for one moment. I'm afraid such arguments are invalid here in this sacred hall, Your Eminence. Because even monarchs aren't above the law. It's the end of the line for you, Queen Garan. Time to come down from that lofty throne and face justice. Hey, she's gonna crash out. Come on, start crashing out. Come on, that's the lamest crash out. Okay. What happened? Why are we seeing black screen? She hasn't crashed out. Me? Face justice? Surely you jest. You are in no position to force my hand, lawyer. What do you mean? Oh. Surely you haven't forgotten about the Defense Culpability Act. Those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. In short, should I be convicted of murdering my husband, your dear brother who delivered false testimony in my defense shall also be found guilty. She's dragging everyone with her, oh my god. What? That can't be, can it? By delivering false testimony in the course of protecting a guilty party from that, he would certainly be judged by this court as having supported a criminal, yeah. And the Defense Culpability Act would most definitely come into play. But that law is so broad that anyone could be convicted under it. When it comes to the DC Act, even I am conflicted. And yet, as it currently stands, it is the law of the land. And as you said earlier, No one is above the law. Of all the other things I've seen, the law, this will really take the cake. And now what? What can we even do at this point? You did not look so forlorn. Dirk has been cleared of all charges. So let us leave all thoughts of the little killer and revolution in the past where it belongs. She wanted a letter of scot-free, and yet I don't see any other choice. So close yet so far, oh my god. This is gonna drag on for like another hour. She's not gonna give up so easily. Hang on. I think I'm just end the stream. I need to end the stream anyway. Choo-choo. She just doesn't know when to give up. So that the queen just keeps on saying, "Oh no, you cannot! No, you cannot part 2! No, you cannot part 3! Oh my God, there's no end. Can I rest? Change my body is ready to our destinies." Follow. Timeless playing Sisalas. Got you 30. What day is it today, huh? Thursday. Oh yeah, Rat E has his own tournament. Plays Blues and Fiction. Even that Armored Doll. Yeah, I just stream finished right anyway. So reading Armored Doll. I mean Say So, not Armored Doll. What the hell? I got the wrong name. Reading Say So would be perfect timing. I have not rated her in the last 30 years. I mean 30 days, not years. Oh my god. Twitch has not been around that long.